KRON-4's Valerie St. went looking for answers. She joins us now live in San Francisco. Valerie?
Wendy, that's right. If you were looking for gains in the market this week, you were doing a lot of looking in the face of so much negative news.
Tyco International, Wall Street powerhouse, in the news as it faces a criminal probe. The question, did company execs use corporate cash to buy houses and art? Shares plunge 30%. And Intel makes a disappointing announcement. Turns out the company won't make as much as it had told investors it would. Intel shares plunge more than 18%, and a battery of other chip makers follow suit with their own declines. All bad news, dragging down this week on what seems a sensitive stock market.
There is that added volatility in the market. Again, it just simply reflects the uncertainty out there about the outlook for economic growth, how strong it will be, and how it will translate to corporate profits.
And then there's the prospect of nuclear war between India and Pakistan, adding to market sensitivity. But there was good news. New reports of job growth for May. Sluggish job growth, but growth nonetheless. The U.S. economy added 41,000 new jobs, though still not as many as expected, and not enough to make up for sagging corporate earnings.
It was a good report, but really not good enough to divert attention away from these negative company reports, which are just simply heightening the concern about the outlook for corporate profits.
Concern based in part on a slump in investors' confidence of corporate America, nagging questions about how strong their investments in a particular company will be, and whether or not the numbers are as they're reported.
I don't think investments at this moment are as they were 2 years ago. So I was trying to pull out of my 401k, but I couldn't, to try to invest it somewhere else, roll it out, and so I had to wait it out.
I'm always in it for the long haul. That's been my philosophy. Yes, it goes up and down, but you know, I don't think you can get excited when it goes down because it's been up a lot in the 90s.
Well, many investors, of course, are going to be looking for long-term rallies before they really start to believe in a market recovery. Trouble is, so many large companies begin to use those rallies to dump off shares of their own stock and raise cash, thereby lowering the price of the stock. Reporting live in San Francisco, I'm Valerie St. KRON-4 News.
In spite of the sluggish
8 points. KRON-4's Valerie St. is live in San Francisco with more on what's dragging the market down. Valerie?
Well, Tom, of course, it's not always easy to figure out what drives investors, but analysts figure this week it's negative information. If you were looking for gains in the market, you were doing a heck of a lot of looking in the wake of so much negative news.
Tyco International, Wall Street powerhouse in healthcare, security, and telecom, now at the center of a criminal probe into whether someone mishandled the company cash, turning investors off and leaving shares plunging 30%. And then there was negative talk about Intel and finally the official announcement that the company wouldn't be earning as much as it had thought this quarter. Intel shares plunged more than 18% and other chip makers felt declines of their own. None of it good for what appears lately to be a sensitive stock market.
There's just been a steady drumbeat of negative company reports, either downgrades by analysts or announcements by the companies themselves that they may be missing second quarter earnings and or sales forecasts.
And the prospect of nuclear war between India and Pakistan didn't help. But there was good news. Turns out the unemployment rate went down. 41,000 new jobs popped up. Good, but not good enough.
Not good enough to divert attention away from these negative company reports, which are just simply heightening the concern about the outlook for corporate profits.
Concern and caution as investors use their money to weigh in on whether or not they can continue to trust a market where actual earnings aren't always as they at first appear.
Probably keep it under my mattress. I have faith in very little.
I just think that it's cyclical and good times come, and I think that people continue to buy things. I think you need groceries, I think you need home products, and people are going to continue to spend money.
And investors are probably going to be looking for some serious long-term rallies before they begin to believe in a long-term market recovery. Reporting live in San Francisco, I'm Valerie St. KRON-4 News.